Listen, I don't care what anybody says. This man ended the career of Ben Simmons.
He did.
All right? Who was being considered as DPOY.
He legit ended Ben Simmons' career.
I'm just being funny.
No, he did. He did.
But he did. Yeah,
he created
that series.
He created bench Ben.
Okay, sir.
What's going on?
My man.
What's up?
We here.
Here,
another episode. Another hard night. And let me go back. Welcome back to the hypothetical Think RBA podcast.
Yes, some should stay hypothetical, right?
And
we're gonna hypothetically keep going.
Absolutely. As some comments should be hypothetical. However, keyboard warriors will be keyboard warriors.
Man, you had something about that 40-yard dash had them going.
Oh, it did. That one seemed to cut them deep. It was apparently deep. I didn't know it was that deep, but it's apparently deep.
I think we're going to have to revisit that topic soon because the combine's coming up.
Hey, listen, I'm going to stand by what I said. I'm going to double down on it.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I'm doubling down on it.
If I know anything about you, you go double, triple, quadruple down on it.
Absolutely. Now that I know I got you.
In fact, if we do an episode on it, like, I can only imagine the amount of research you're about to do.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm about to really go at it. So, hey, okay. I love it. Hypothetically. Everything's hypothetical now.
Yeah.
So, hypothetically speaking, we are here.
We're here.
But today's episode is not about the 40, right? Today's episode is about, so we did the scouting reports for football.
Yes, sir.
So let's do the scouting reports for basketball. Because this seemed to have gotten them.
Yeah.
And some of them liked the guessing game.
Yeah.
Right? We enjoyed the guessing game. And today we have a hypothetical guest.
We do. Off-camera guest.
Hypothetically here.
Welcome to the Hypothetical Think RBA podcast.
So we thank you. We appreciate you joining us as we hypothetically sit here and discuss this conversation hypothetically. That's the key word for today. But we may, have some, what's it called? Some interaction. We may have some interaction with our off-screen camera.
We'll solicit, see, if we get stumped, maybe they'll help us out.
Hey, it'll be like a lifeline.
Phone
a friend or whatever you want to call it.
Phone a friend. Oh, I'm down.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So this might be before your time. You may not get the reference, but.
What?
He's like, what are you all talking about? So let's talk about, today's episode will be about scouting reports for NBA players. And I tried to stay away, or let's try to stay away from the more so obvious ones, right? Like, one of the greatest high school players to ever play the game. It's kind of, and it panned out that way, right?
Like LeBron.
Like the chosen one, right?
Okay.
Like, kind of know that, it's too easy.
Oh, yeah.
So I tried to do that at least.
I mean, I have some that they're known players, but I don't think it's easy to figure out who it is.
Yes, agreed. In that sense, right? Some will just be too easy. I feel like, some will be a little bit more challenging. May not be as obvious, but when you hear it, oh yeah, of course. Like, we all know about it, right? One of those type of deals.
Right.
So, and I know we want to get through as many players as we can, so that's why I kind of skipped the hypothetical chip chat.
The hypothetical chit chat, who cares what we have to say? Let's just get down to the get down to the point, the hypothetical point.
Okay, that's fine. So, sir, let me present you with the first.
Okay,
you want to go off and start us off?
Throw me the lob. Okay,
absolutely.
Let's see how it is. So, since you said one of the greatest high school players ever, I'm gonna give you an example of somebody who was.
Okay.
And this particular player was being scouted coming out of high school.
Okay.
Quote, special player, extremely gifted athlete, great ball handler, very advanced shooter and scorer for his age. A show stopper.
Woo!
Can play the 1 or 2, won the McDonald's high school dunk contest, super character, as NBA ready as any high school player in his class. And to just put the cherry right on the top, his NBA comp was your GOAT, Michael Jordan.
This man right here?
Y'all's GOAT.
This man right here?
Y'all's GOAT.
All right.
That was his comp.
Okay. Wow.
Coming out of high school.
Wow. But like some players have had that comp though.
Not many.
Although one has truly panned out, or at least been a close second.
This is not LeBron.
Correct. Bron's, I don't think his was, though. His comp wasn't Jordan. His comp was more Magic than Jordan. No. And for that, my guess will be this gentleman right here.
Nope.
No? Not Kobe Bryant?
No, sir.
Wow.
Nope. Not even close.
Oh. That's a good one.
Yeah, you want any narrowed down guesses?
Sure. Why don't
you want to ask me a couple clarifying questions?
Draft class?
Maybe like 01 or 02 ish. No, I mean I'm 2000, 2001 maybe ish. I do know he
Vince Carter.
No, I do know that he both played for the Wizards and won a chip, but obviously not with the Wizards because the Wizards don't win chips.
No, they don't win chips. They allow other teams to win chips. And he won chips. I mean, obviously he had to win a chip. Huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't Vince Carter then.
At least I'm pretty sure he was on the team. Chip. But I'm gonna go with
not on the Wizards though, right?
Not on the Wizards.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No. The Wizards didn't win a chip.
What team did he win a chip
later
with?
I believe he was on the Dallas team that won a chip.
Oh, Dirk? Not Dirk.
No, it wasn't Dirk, but I mean, pretty sure he was on a team. Yeah.
With Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Jason Kidd.
No.
Who else is it? Jason Terry?
No. Any guess from our off screen? No. Nothing. Ready?
Yeah.
Deshaun Stevenson. Bruh, telling you. Deshaun Stevenson. Yes, sir.
Bro.
The next MJ.
Bro.
Yeah.
Seriously?
But he was on that Mavs team, right?
Yeah, I think he was. But yes, what?
I call him like I read him.
Even my all screen, he's got the same look I just had.
Deshaun who?
Same look I just had.
Yeah. Some guys just don't pan out. They just don't.
Remind me to come back to this. I have a story about this.
Then why don't you just say it now?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. But I'm going to come back to this. Okay. Wow. I'm just... What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, like that's when you got the experts and media, and some people get really hyperbolous with their hypothetical evaluations of these players.
Sure. I mean, wow. In the moment, I
guess,
a
little
right?
out there. That's a little out there.
A little.
He was a monster at the time.
No, he was, but come on. Oh, is it similar to the generational talent every year?
Every year
is a generational talent. All right. So, my guy, I'm going to read you. I guess let me read you his strengths first and then weaknesses, or do you want it the other way? How do you want it?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? All right. So, this gentleman builds his game off a fantastic shooting ability, one of the most effective NBA players in ISO situation. Could be.
So, this was like...
In college. Yeah, in college. He has a very unpredictable offensive attack. So, there's an arsenal, right? He's got a bag.
Okay.
Mixes up his drives very well. Doesn't favor one side going. So, he's got a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Good explosion, good explosive strength to the basket. Finishes well after contact, elevates well. Gets to the free throw line, knows how to get there. He's extremely difficult to guard. This is the funny one. It's considered a strength apparently. Has defensive ability when commits to it, which is virtually never.
Okay.
The size and length complement his excellent quickness and make him difficult to guard. Gets to the basket easy, right? He can pull up when he's unchallenged. Rarely has an inclination to show it. So like he's good at the hezzy, I guess you could say, right? But he can pull up on a dime. Extremely prone to being drawn into personal duels between himself and the opposing team's star. So shot selection and defensive intensity may be determined by the challenge.
Mm.
Right? So it's an emotional player now you're looking at.
Okay.
Some weaknesses. Gets most criticism for quirky nature and unpredictable style because I guess that, hunting that challenge, it can go both ways. Scoring PG. So I'm narrowing it down for you now. Point guard. And has good vision, but needs time to adjust, but his ability to score is greater than his willingness to pass the ball. So if he goes cold, he's going to still keep shooting it, right? Either you live or die by the shot, this guy's going to do one or the other. So when this guy goes into a slump and he goes into the shooting barrage, the team's offense suffers because this guy is not thinking about passing the ball ever, right? Because again, that challenge probably presents itself and now I need to one-up this guy in front of me. So with all that being said, any
So my best guess, Kyrie.
That's a good guess.
I mean, that's
It's a good guess.
like quirky nature, want to go one-on-one against the other team's best player,
right.
scoring point guard,
Right.
got a bag,
Yep. It's a,
only gonna play defense when he want to play defense.
that's like that's
Like-
most of the NBA now, though.
I know, but like that's so yeah, Kyrie was my guess.
Kyrie?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
There's
Okay.
another one like that, right?
So what are you? What is he?
Do you want to? Our off-screen want to guess?
Maybe AI?
Nope.
Is he currently in the league?
No.
Not currently. Was it Brandon Jennings?
No. No. No.
I'm trying to think of
It's a good one though. That's a good
Baron
one too.
Davis,
No, that's a good.
Stephon Marbury.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of like scoring point guards. Man, was he a
So-
star?
Oh yeah.
Star?
Oh yeah. Big time.
Mm.
Big time.
Mm.
At his time, yeah. He was the franchise player. Any more clues? How about I give you a clue that really narrow it down?
Okay.
He was on the team you just spoke about.
The Mavs?
The team that doesn't win.
Gil?
Gil.
Oh, wow.
Gilbert Arenas.
Wow.
Well,
Gilbert.
he's not going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
So as
yeah. I
right?
can definitely.
He gets into those shooting competition, like the matchup with the different, like very
Yeah, but the only thing though is most nights he was on. Like there's
right.
very
Right.
few nights where he wasn't going to be on.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was again his professional. But when college
Yeah.
may not have been the case.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have that kind of freedom.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gilbert Arenas, man. I was like, and it was funny. It's just like reading like when which is virtually never, right?
Right. Which is
he doesn't believe in defense wins championships. Like he
Right.
hates that concept. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's a good one. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. All right. I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a little lengthy though. So
Oh, that's
just
fine.
bear
I'm
with
here
me.
for it. I'm here for it.
So this person is a rare American 7-footer who is able to play like a guard offensively, almost like these European bigs. He has a very good face-up game and can get past his man even though his first step isn't terribly quick. He will beat his man baseline and come back around for a one-handed reverse dunk. Has a superb right-handed hook shot that is typically attempted going middle from the left block. He also has a nice spin move into a fadeaway jumper. He is mostly a finesse player in the block, although he can sometimes get physical and pivot into the defender for a power shot. He is acrobatic in the air like a shooting guard, even though he occasionally allows himself to get out of control. He is a really good shooter all over the floor, including the perimeter, although his mechanics are a little flawed. He has a literal natural fade to his jumper and needs to work on going straight up and down with it. He has really solid range from the college three-point line, but the difference in his shooting percentage between an open shot and a contested one is substantial as any player I've ever seen. He is skilled on the pick and pop, not because of his footwork, which needs work, but because of how well he instinctively fades into space and the quality of his shot. So you have some clues in there. Definitely have some clues in there. Center, 7-footer,
Right. Huh.
Is
skilled.
he playing currently in the league?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, that changes my answer.
I believe so. If not, he was very recently. But I believe he's still on somebody's bench right now. Or potentially getting rotation minutes.
Is it one of the Lopez brothers?
No.
Huh. 7-footer.
Think about all that skill. It's crazy to think.
See, initially I was thinking Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan,
Mhm.
but when it's not in the league,
It's so funny. It's so funny that you're thinking about them, and when you hear who it actually is,
oh god,
yeah.
really? It's
Oh
like
god,
that.
it's like that.
Oh my god.
That's your cue.
Huh. Is it Aiton?
Nope.
It's American. It's an American player, right? It's
An
not
American player.
Yeah, Aiton would be one.
But he has the athleticism of the European bigs. He is acrobatic in the air like a shooting guard, even though he occasionally allows himself to get out of control.
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee. I was like, I had to go. There was little bits and pieces in between.
JaVale McGee. What, really?
JaVale McGee. Yeah, it's him
Oh,
coming out.
wow. Yeah, that makes kind
He
of.
was a monster.
He was a monster.
He was a monster.
But I think the thing that really hurt him, again, there's a common theme here. The Wizards.
There.
It's a common theme here.
Yeah, he is. He took a while for him to like grow into his NBA body. And
Right.
then when he did, then he finally got to more mature teams. And,
Correct. Correct.
I mean, he panned out.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
not
Yeah, absolutely.
a bum by any stretch.
Listen, he's a winner.
But not to that. He's
Right,
not
yeah,
that
not to
player.
that, obviously.
He's not that player that I just read.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Although I think that had he started with a better team, he had potential to get there.
He had potential.
Yeah. No, for
But you know what? He was probably like a good 15 years too early.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if he would have been starting out in today's game like a Wemby type,
Yeah.
it's a whole different ball game.
That is true.
So some players
It's true.
were just ahead of their time.
Correct. Unfortunately for him.
Mhm.
But I will say though, his career did pan out. He played with the Warriors. He
Oh,
won
yeah.
twice with them, right?
He won multiple chips.
Yeah,
One with the
so-
Lakers. Like,
Right. So
Can't say nothing.
correct. Guess
But I was like, I have to go back because there's one little nugget in there that I do. If I
Right.
said it,
that's it. That was the trigger right there.
the,
That's the trigger. All right, awesome. So here's my guy. Has excellent size to play the small forward or shooting guard positions.
Okay.
Can really extend the defense because of the fact that he's a consistent 3-point threat. Owns a smooth first step and uses that to get past defenders, to penetrate the lane. Has the ability to shoot off the dribble, something that most kids need time to develop. Plays very poised under control, doesn't really let his emotions get carried away in a game. Sounds like everything opposite of Gil. From a mental, right? At least that standpoint. Wonderful all-around game. Does a little bit of everything like rebound, look for the open teammate for a pass. Fast hands, very good at playing the passing lanes for easy steals. Has good ball handling. Skills of a player his size. Plays with quiet confidence in himself. Has shown some ability to be a leader. Can create his own offense. Off the dribble, either pull up, court vision to pass to, look for open teammate. Some weaknesses. Doesn't have that killer type attitude. Must strive to maintain his aggressiveness in the game. Don't have that much upper body strength. Could lift some weights. Still doesn't know the ins and outs of the game. Must continue to hone his fundamentals. As a coach, it can be very frustrating due to his inconsistency. One night drops 27, the next night drops 5. So some have questioned his toughness due to the fact that he's very receptive to physical play. Needs to protect the ball better because he has many turnovers. Needs to stop playing on cruise control and play with some fire. Although he did show that side a little bit more, whatever that year was. There's definitely some real like subtle clues in there.
So
I just didn't emphasize them. But if I go back and I
So before you got to the weaknesses, I was sold
okay,
that this was Joe Johnson.
okay,
Is it Joe Johnson?
I don't know. You tell me.
Is it Joe Johnson?
But is it?
That's my guess.
That's your guess? It is Joe Johnson.
Yes, let's go.
It is Joe Johnson.
But when I heard about like the plays with the quiet, what is it like?
Poised.
The quiet poise and
Yeah, smooth first.
and he got smooth first step and kind of like do a little bit of everything.
Right.
But the one that threw me off was
Lifting.
about the frame.
Strength, yeah.
He always seemed like he had like he was pretty built.
I didn't
Even
see
coming
him in
out
college,
of
though.
Arkansas, like I thought he was more built than that. But maybe
Not for this scout, right? This is
Maybe.
just one scout's opinion.
But wow, like yeah, that's what kind of threw me off because I was like, oh, you're not. But like everything else that you're saying sounds like my guy Joe.
Right.
And I'm like, this got to be my guy.
It is your guy.
It's got.
It is your guy,
See,
Joe Johnson.
Listen, I know my
I
guy.
know you.
You can drop whatever scouting report. Like if it's my guy, I know my guy.
Yeah, you know your guy. Was that your guess or no?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Otherwise, I was struggling. Like,
Really?
Who else?
Who's your
could it
backup?
be? I didn't have one.
Wait, no? Okay.
I was gonna say like maybe a Richard Jefferson type or something. Like, but I was struggling to try to figure out who else would fit that mold. You know, that's come on. You try to trick me with my own guy.
I'm going to trick you. I'm just giving you a lob.
You try to
I'm giving you
trick me with my own
oop.
guy.
It was a oop.
I appreciate that. Okay.
All right.
This next one. He is an average athlete, lacking great speed and leaping ability. So lacking speed and leaping.
Okay.
Foot speed is a big liability. He may struggle to stay in front of NBA athletes at the center position. We're talking about another center. Needs to improve as a post player, gain strength, and develop a repertoire of back to the basket moves. Defense is a real weakness at this point due to the lack of lateral speed and the lack of strength. His length is a big plus, but he'll need to continue to work on becoming stronger and learn to anticipate in order to overcome his lack of quickness. He's slow, if you haven't read through the tea leaves. Despite being a younger guy, his upside appears limited by his lack of explosiveness and foot speed. So, who is this slow, unathletic center?
Slow and unathletic center. Currently playing?
Yes.
Jokic.
That was my guess.
That was your guess? Yeah.
That was
like
too easy.
That's like the audio. Yeah, it was like a lob too. Right?
So I was thinking we might guess Embiid or Jokic just to see.
No, Embiid doesn't have. He can move. He's not known for his slow foot speed and all that.
So, Jokic is the Taco Bell commercial.
Oh yeah,
guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep.
Okay. I have this one's a little bit lengthy, but bear with me. I'm gonna read you his weaknesses because I think these are more beneficial to guess who this is than the strengths.
Okay.
Does not have ideal size. Physical limitations can become apparent once it gets all the way to the rim. Lacks the length and vertical explosiveness to finish through NBA length and athleticism. Does not project as an efficient scorer at the basket. You will have to rely much more on craft to be successful inside at the next level. Has been a bit turnover prone at times and makes some risky passes. Much of this, you want to guess?
I already know who you're talking about.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting there, been for like 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
Antonio go rewind the tape. I was sitting there talking to our off-camera guest.
I know you were.
He's talking about Trey.
I told you the weakness is what was going to sell this one. It's
not even true. It's not even
correct.
right.
That's what tells you. What tells you that these scouts don't know what they're talking about.
I knew he was talking about Trey.
But I'm giving Trey his roses, right? I'm giving his
I
credit
appreciate that.
because these scouts don't know. And I remember watching Trey when he was coming. I was a total fan, complete fan, still a fan. Like when he was coming, I was like, yo, this kid's gonna do great. Because he just has that it factor that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Who else in their careers can say that both in college and the pros, they led the entire country and league in both points and assists?
However, there's
only one player.
There's a little stipulation in there that we should point out and not ignore.
Okay.
That he has a very high turnover ratio too at the same time. Had, correct. But that's something that he got better at.
Of course.
Right? But yeah, that stat does come with the little asterisk. However, the man worked on it and look where he's now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now he's the New York Killer. I call him the New York Killer. Right? He's the Phantom.
That's funny. Okay. I was like, no, I knew it. I knew he's Trey. I didn't have to listen to it.
That's why I didn't go through all of it. I just figured I'd give you this.
So I'm going to read one. This is from a scout, but also a scout that talked to anonymous, like Eastern Conference or Western Conference executives. So there's a couple different quotes in here.
Okay.
That did a little bit differently than just the profile. An Eastern Conference executive said, I would not take him in the lottery, not a fan. A Western Conference exec said, love his passion and dedication, but he must learn to be more efficient. I don't see it with him. This is another direct quote. I'm not sure which. This is just from another scout. He's erratic with the ball, and he's a teaser. Volume shooter. I have concerns on him. As he matures, he's going to have to balance out his impulsive play. Because while that's flashy, and all of us love to see when he's hot, it's not going to take you very far as a team. Defensively, he has to be better, plain and simple. I believe only 15% of his field goal attempts are in the mid-range, said the East Coast executive, who pointed out that the need to be able to stop and pop inside the arc. Can he get his shot off versus quality defense? So these scouts are clearly not fans of this individual.
Right. And both Eastern and Western basically scouts.
Yeah, because this was in the lead up to the draft.
I didn't really get a whole lot out of it. Kind of sounds like a lot of generic players. Any more clues?
He's erratic with the ball, volume shooter.
Still plays?
Have concerns with him. Yep. Defensively, has to be better, plain and simple. He's not good defensively.
At that time.
Point guard.
Huh.
Some may argue he's still not good defensively. Others may argue different.
I mean, Steph Curry gets a lot of that. But is it really Steph Curry?
No.
I hope not. Okay, good.
No. Any guess?
I don't know, man. This one's, I don't know. It just sounds like a very like generic.
It's Trey.
Is it? Stop.
I have my own for Trey, which is different than the one that you
Yeah,
pulled
no,
up.
I haven't heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, these were what the scouts were saying on him, talking about I wouldn't take him. I'm not a fan. Love his passion, but he's got to learn how to be efficient.
Okay.
I don't see it with him. He's erratic with the ball,
Interesting.
which goes to some of the stuff. I mean, the turnovers in college, whatever. But
Right.
basically saying like it's cool when he's flashy, but he's not gonna be able to do that in the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that too early on when he's coming out, and I was like, "What y'all talking about?"
So
Wow.
since you had Trey, I was saving that one for last, but I was like, I figured we might as well go back to back.
Yeah. No,
Oh
that
my
was
god.
that was good. That was good. Wow, Trey, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I can see the defensive thing, but okay.
So that's why I said. I mean, I would say up until this year, maybe a little bit towards the middle of last year. Yeah, defensively he was a little
And you can see that though.
skeptical at best, but he's been like he locked down Tyrese Maxey the other night.
Listen, I don't care what anybody says. This man ended the career of Ben Simmons.
He did.
All right, who was being considered as DPOY.
He legit ended Ben Simmons' career.
I'm just being funny.
No, he did.
But he did. Yeah, that
he created
that series.
He created bench Ben. Because that's all we see now is Ben on the bench. Ever since it's been bench Ben.
Bench Ben.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was like the Monstars that took Ben's, his
His
powers,
superpowers away.
and absorbed it into the and now he's playing defense. Like, remember that one game he closed against the Warriors where he got the steal?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he shut Tyrese Maxey. Like, he's been playing
Yeah, no, he's
some good on-ball defense.
yeah. I mean,
Surprisingly, I'm
Wow.
like, I love his commitment to it.
well,
better.
maybe Ben will go get his powers back somehow. I don't know, but either way,
No, bench Ben is there to stay.
he's there to stay. All right. Let me start off with this guy. One of the most prolific scorers in the nation. Possesses ideal size for an NBA point guard. He's a strong frame well to absorb contact around the rim. Extremely confident shooter. That's dangerous at the mid-range and behind the arc. Won't hesitate to square up from however far needed. Almost sounds like your guy.
No, not with the frame though.
True. Highly efficient for a volume shooter. Able to create his own shot. Uses quick, short dribbles to change his direction and speed to keep defenders off balance. Crafty finisher around the rim. Aggressive in transition. Looking to make something happen. He's got a bag apparently, right? Lives at the stripe. Quality passer. Can drive and kick out. Can be effective on-ball defender. Good hands. Likes to pick his opponent's pocket. Strong leader with a competitive drive. Some weaknesses. Not a true point guard. Looks for his own shot first, which is expected for a player with his talent, but will leave scouts questioning whether he'll be able to make his teammates better at the next level. Has improved his decision making over the last few years, but can get carried away and takes questionable shots when he gets hot. He's been dominating all season, but hasn't faced very strong competition. Missed an entire season due to some injury concerns. And yeah. Another one is very good from the outside and diving to the rim, but needs to improve his mid-range game. Solid athlete, but not extraordinary. Assist to turnover ratio is good, but could stand to improve. Gets a little careless with the ball at times, and will have to go above and beyond to really get recognition. Questionable how much really he can grow and develop compared to the opposition he's facing. Struggled down the stretch. Will need to show that he can really be a steadying influence, has the ability to elevate his game in big situations. Makes better decisions in half court than full, and will need to become better on the break.
Is he currently playing?
Yes.
All right.
Game?
I don't know. I'm gonna let-
My first guess. Oh, damn, man. Dame sounds like a great guess, too. But since our off-screen guest said that, I'm not going to take his guess.
Okay.
This is probably wrong, though. But I'm going to say De'Aaron Fox.
That's a good one, actually. It's a really good one. Although our off screen is correct.
Yeah.
It's Dame. It's
It
definitely
is,
Dame.
once he said it, I was like, it's probably Dame. Probably Dame.
Initially, who were we going for?
De'Aaron
Fox. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. It's Dame. It's Dame. Because De'Aaron Fox played for a big college, right? And they did face good competition. So that part probably wouldn't apply to him. But Weber State, right?
Mhm.
That was the thing with him coming out. Can he really elevate to that level? The one thing that got me was like always looks for his own shot. That I didn't know was
Well,
maybe on Weber State he
I
has
was
to.
gonna say, like, when you play for Weber State, like
you kind of have to, right? When you're that guy.
when you're him,
Right.
like
Yeah.
on Weber State, yeah,
When you're Himmy and Lillard,
right.
you kind of have to.
But when you're De'Aaron Fox on Kentucky with a bunch of other,
right.
5-star, recruits,
Right. Exactly.
it's not quite the same.
Right. So
Okay.
yeah, that was the other thing though. The thing about being ideal size for a point guard, that part at 6'2" is not ideal size for a point guard.
Yeah.
I think today's point guard is a little bigger.
Although,
than
I mean, even though he's not, he's maybe a little shorter, he's got size though to back it up.
but now he does, right? When he first came in, he wasn't like that.
But he wasn't super skinny. He came in still like,
He did, but
as comparison to some of these other guys who came in, it's real skinny.
like Steph,
and
who came in real like
Steph or even Kyrie who came.
Yeah,
Kyrie was
yeah.
real skinny. Like,
yeah,
I think he came in a little stockier than
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of, but
So-
then build it up over time, of course.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna try to read through this one quickly because it's a long one. And to me, what's just just from jump is how crazy nitpicky these coaches and these scouts can get. Right?
Uh-oh.
Lack of an explosive first step makes it difficult to keep defenders from crowding him. Not an amazing run jump athlete or physical specimen. Has a small body frame, wingspan, considering his height. Gets to the rim and foul line sporadically. Average ball handler. Has not shown great instincts passing out of dribble penetration. Lacks the strength needed to defend quicker and more athletic players. Needs to get stronger. Unable to fight well over the top of screens. Put his body on the driver as they get inside the arc, resulting in foul trouble. Could be a bit more aggressive, but controlled on the defensive end. He's not long as his wingspan is underwhelming 6'6" and a quarter. Lacks the length to effectively contest shots on the perimeter. Does not have the highest vertical, 35.5. Needs to improve his foot speed, low steal and block rates. Does not rebound as well as he should for his size. Struggles to score on half-court drives. Very unlikely to penetrate or even seek to penetrate balls all the way to the rim if the defense is pressuring him with the basketball. Needs to work on his left hand. Gets thrown off his game when opponents get physical with him. Does not create much separation off the bounce. Sometimes fades away on pull-up jumpers. Takes contested shots off the dribble. Will have to continue to round out his game so he can develop into a more complete player at the next level. Basically, he can't play basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a regular average Joe. Was this like is this a youth AAU league player? Like what is that's officially like super nitpicky at every level.
I mean, like he just got blown apart.
So he plays on 4 Mile. That's what it is. He's a 4 Mile player.
He's a 4-mile player.
What?
Nope.
My God, dude, this could be anybody. 6'6".
That's his wingspan.
That's his wingspan. Oh, so he might be even shorter, but has a long wingspan. Or it could be tall with the short wingspan. Could be either.
Could be.
My God.
Any questions?
Too many. 6'6", right?
I don't know what his actual.
Oh, you don't know his height?
No,
Okay.
yeah.
What school did he play for? Okay, never mind. Don't go
Yeah.
back. Is he in the league?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Is he?
He's a star.
And he's a star. Is he? It's so hard to narrow down with that description. It's crazy. Jimmy Butler.
Any guesses from the off screen? No. No, it's not Jimmy Butler.
I think that's a good guess because he
That
was
was a good
super
guess.
underrated.
That was a good guess.
Go ahead. I don't know.
But I think this player, because of where they went to school, Kentucky, was being blown apart like this.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
That's why I couldn't tell you. That's why I couldn't say where he went to school.
Because he was super underrated.
Devin Booker.
Super underrated. And Devin Booker in college was coming off the bench, I believe.
Oh, they had
at that age.
They had a killer squad.
They did. But look what he turned out to be.
Yeah. So
right. Devin Booker, yeah.
Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm reading.
He can't play basketball, apparently.
Like, what can he do?
Yeah. And listen, this guy has professional athlete genetics.
Right.
Right? His dad's a baseball player. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, stop it.
Okay.
What?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Listen, if you're telling me Deshaun Stevenson's comp is MJ and Devin Booker can't play basketball, you need to find a new job. Y'all need to find new jobs. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. All right. Wow. So I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm going to land on this guy because he has tremendous physical ability, but not much of a clue about how to really play the game of basketball. Right off the bat. First line of this report.
What I'm going to laugh at is if we both have the same player again, but go ahead.
Likes to compare himself to another superstar. You know how every kid thinks he's the next whatever. I can't say the names because then it'd be too easy. And they can see this a little bit in him. It's not clear if he's ever played organized basketball. He's an amazingly gifted athlete, moves gracefully, has very good quickness, jumps very well, has a smooth shot that appears fundamentally sound. Like this is that nitpicky again. Athletic around the hoop, able to contort his body to get looks at the basket in heavy traffic. Offensively, has a great potential with shooting. Could be a tremendous offensive rebounder. However, does not move without the ball. Period. So it's got to go through him. If not, he's going to check out. Perhaps that's a fault in potential coaching, right? Not teaching him how to play off the ball. It's a big weakness in the game at that point. Defensively, has great potential. Does a decent job on defense when he tries. But nothing exceptional except shot blocking. Has a lot of work to do on the defensive end of the court. Doesn't box out very much either. Ball handling is above average for a person of his stature. Nothing remarkable though. Certainly an intriguing player for NBA team to draft. Has great potential, but has really only had 1 year of great play to base decision on. So there's a clue. Could become a great 2 or 3 in the league. Most any team would have to wait a minimum of a year or 2 before getting any sort of real feedback, right? A good sample size. So you're taking a big risk with this. Although he's a great athlete, doesn't know how to play. Never played organized ball. In comparing him to other recent players, it's very close to, I can't say it. I can't say the names. So I'm trying to filter as I read it.
Okay.
Physically, probably approaches another great player, but doesn't have that size or feel for the game. And if I say some of these names, it's going to be too easy.
Okay.
So that's you want me to keep going?
Oh, there's more.
There's more, but if you want me to continue, I can continue.
So my first instinct is that it's possibly Giannis.
Okay. Anything for you, sir? Nothing?
Does he currently play?
No, he does not.
Oh, okay.
Probably the best question to ask, right?
I know, right? Wow. So,
although Giannis is a great pick.
So he doesn't currently play.
Right. And I'll say this, not a foreign player. How about that? So it can't be Giannis, right? It's an American player.
Okay. Hard to tell if he played organized ball.
But when you hear the name, it's gonna be like
2 or 3. It's gonna be like something crazy like T-Mac. Is it T-Mac?
Yeah, that was my guess.
It's T-Mac. It's T-Mac, right? How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
How ridiculous is this report?
That's crazy.
Right? Scoring king, unstoppable T-Mac, right?
Well, you remember he was a baseball player. But you've seen
sure, I know he's a baseball player.
What was it? Wow.
No, I know baseball was his first love.
When he went on pivot.
I remember.
And when he went on pivot, he was like...
He was a pitcher. He tried out
for...
He
said whatever sport, whatever he would have chosen to do, whether it was baseball, football, but he was going to be a Hall of Famer.
Right. But he
had that natural gift. It was just basketball got chosen.
Right. But if you think about now, the way this report is written...
Yeah.
This guy can't ball handle, can't rebound, can't score, can't, right? Doesn't box out, doesn't do nothing. Apparently, the guy that made Kobe touch Earth
Yeah.
can't hoop.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. That's
So
crazy.
I think also in this era, what was happening was there was a lot of hate for players coming out of high school, especially after KG, Kobe, and then he was next. T-Mac was next. There was a lot of hate for that.
Yeah.
Because there were also some flameouts, but like, come on, man, T-Mac.
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right. This is another one. This is long, so I'm going to try to read through it quickly.
Okay.
His level of competition is a big concern because it makes judging his talent and current level very difficult. Without question, he has a very large basement to go with his very large ceiling.
That narrows it down.
Despite
So the ground to the sky.
like
Oh, sorry.
we don't know where he's going. A very large basement to go with his very large ceiling.
Okay.
Despite his athletic abilities, he lacks elite explosiveness. He has to bulk up, working especially in the lower body, since he's definitely too skinny to face NBA opponents at the moment. The concern is how to develop him correctly from the muscular standpoint in order to avoid the loss of speed and mobility. His game off the ball is rather weak, especially related to spacing and use of screens and cuts. In fact, most of his offensive production happens with the ball in his hands. The only exception is when he's slashing to the basket for putbacks or on the break. Plus, he basically has no mid-range game. He tends to attack the rim without considering the option of the pull-up jumper. He shot 31.3% from the three-point line this year, showing good potential, but he lacks consistency at this point. His mechanics seem unnatural and not fluent. On the defensive side, he needs to learn the basics, since he's been beaten by opponents due to a lack of proper positioning and comprehension. The overall impression is of a raw prospect from a basketball comprehension standpoint who is based on instincts, talent, physical gifts, and natural feel for the game.
Sounds like another generic scouting report, except that it's more vague than ever.
So, who's got that basement to go at the ceiling?
I wonder who. Wow. That's the funniest quote. We should start using that. I'm going to start using that quote. Your potential, when I'm coaching these kids.
All the way from the basement to the ceiling.
Right. So it's up to you where you want to land.
Like, do you want to be a third floor or do you want to be a first floor?
Or do you want to be on the roof? What do you want to do?
Does he currently play?
Yes.
Superstar?
Yes.
Which superstar has... I'm trying to think of this. Okay, how about East or West? Okay, no, don't tell me.
Let's
that.
go give it. That's
No, don't tell me
too
that.
easy.
Um,
Could narrow it down too much. One more.
That's fine. I'm trying to think of a question that won't be. Does he play with other superstars?
Yes.
Okay. John Morant.
No. Any guesses?
Does John Morant doesn't play with other superstars? Is Bane considered a superstar? No. Although
Probably.
he's one guy who had this basement, right? Coming from what school? He went to like a no-name school.
So
I don't know, man.
his
Is he new in the league?
No.
So okay, he's been around.
his game off the ball is rather weak, especially related to the spacing and screens and cuts. In fact, most of his offensive production happens with the ball in his hand.
Kyrie?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
The only exception is when he's slashing to the basket for putbacks or on the break. Plus, he basically has no mid-range game. He tends to attack the rim without considering the option of a pull-up jumper. Attacks the rim.
Superstar who attacks the rim.
No shooting.
Giannis?
Giannis.
Yeah, he doesn't. You're
Giannis.
right.
And remember when this is his
He's gotten better at it.
but
though.
this is his scouting report
That's true,
from when he
that's
was
true.
coming out. He could literally
right,
be
right.
like
That's
so it was kind of similar to what you were reading before. It was just like, like he really hasn't
Right,
played a lot of
right.
organized
correct.
ball.
Correct.
Like he's could be here, he could be there.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he just likes to attack the basket. He doesn't really shoot like that. He just
He's just tunnel vision, right?
yeah,
When he makes
but he relies on his natural instincts,
Right.
Which at the time
true.
that's what he was doing.
Correct. And now he's slowly learned to develop that. But you're right.
So this is an accurate one.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Yeah.
They're fairly accurate when you really sit down and break it apart.
Right.
That like, okay, well, but see how now he's developed even further from that.
Right,
Even though
right.
aspects of this are still true, which is
That's
crazy.
true. That's true. You know what? I think another good question going forward will be: is he an American or an overseas player? Like, that's another. That's
That's
question.
gonna be
Too easy, right?
too easy. Yeah.
So all this to say, and we're gonna wrap this up soon. But all this to say that one thing scouting reports can never, ever, 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 ever quantify is work ethic. Right? Is heart. Is that determination to succeed? Because a lot of great Jordan comps have not reached Jordan comp levels, whereas basement to sky or to ceiling, whatever, have reached those levels, right? So it's crazy. Like those type of instincts. And for anybody trying to hoop, don't listen to this, don't read this, don't even pay attention to this. Just go play your game and develop. That's me. That's my coaching side coming out. My bad.
And I think that's a mic drop.
It's a mic drop.
Great episode.
Yeah, no, I appreciate our off-screen
Yes.
Youth hooper.
Yes. Thanks for participating.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Hypothetically, this was a very good hypothetical episode. So we want
to thank y'all for hypothetically
joining
in.
us. Yes, and with that, sir, anything else? All right, cool. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe, follow, like, share. Subscribe.
Help us grow, man.
Help us reach that resolution.
Yes.
Help us reach that resolution. That's what we want. That's what
1K.
That is it. That's what we asked for, right? We asked for one thing. If Santa can give us one thing, right? Help us reach that 1K so we can we can be more engaging, right? Go live and do other great things.
Yep.
So with that, remember at Think RBA at all your social media platforms, and we'll see you there with our shorts, right? And with that being said,
peace.
Peace.